working? Is the counter going? Yes, it is. All right, here we go. So this is chapter 1, section 2. So they are talking about, in this one, place value. That's the main thing that this lesson is about. But they also talk about standard form, which I mentioned a few minutes ago, and expanded form. And then number name is just putting it in word form. I don't know why they call it number name. I would say word form. That kind of makes more sense to me. But anyway, standard form, expanded form, and number name. Those are the three things that they'll be talking about here. So place value, one of the cool things I can do with this software that I use is I can cut things out like this. And I'm just going to choose copy, actually, and I'm going to drag it over here and make it a little bit bigger so you guys can kind of see it. All right. And when we talk about place value, we're in this one we're just talking about numbers to the left of the decimal. They don't show it right there, but if there was a decimal in this number, it would be right here. And so the number just to the left of the decimal that's considered the ones. And then the number 2 places over is the tens. And then the third one over is the hundredths, and you can see that there. And then the 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. And then finally, it goes into 1 million. And so if I was to, let me just erase, actually I could just white this out, I think, if I wrote over that. Oh, it does, it kind of works. I'm going to erase that for a moment here. And if I was to write a number, and you guys look up here, make sure you're paying attention here. If I was to write a number, let's say 2,576. And I asked, first card up, Mr. Oldham, if I ask you what place is the 5, what would you say? Hundreds place. You can see it right there. Put up 10 points for your group. Exactly. Miss McGee, if I ask you what place is the, go ahead and just put up 10 points. If I ask you what place is the, what are you guys going on about? He what? He won't do it. He's doing it now. Okay. He was just too shy. Yeah, just put a little +10 up by your group. And don't put down like 10 to the 4th power or something, okay? That's way too many points. All right. Miss McGee, the 2. What place is the 2? And what I wrote up there, what place is the 2? The thousands place, exactly. So all numbers, have a place value. So the 4 right here, that's in the 10,000s place. The 4 here is in the 100,000s place. The 1 is in the 1 millionths place. So anytime you write a number, all those numbers have a particular value. So, if I wrote, let me do one more here. I'm going to erase these again. And I'm going to write another number. 7, 5, 0, 8, and then 1, 2, 3. Put a comma there and a comma there. The 1, 2, 3, they're not quite as lined up as I'd like them, but it's okay. It'll work. Mr. Williams, what place is the 8 in the number that I wrote? Any idea? Where is he? He's hiding behind that screen there. I can't see him with that screen. I've got to come around here. What place is the 8? And the number that I wrote, what place is the 8? Ah, don't help him. Say again? I can't hear you. I'm old and I got wax in my ears and hair. So. Yeah, it's the thousandths place, the 1,000ths place. Exactly. Put up 10 points for your group. I'm going to ask 2 more. Miss Ramirez, who I just met today for the first time ever. Oh no, actually we probably met last year, huh? Miss Ramirez, what place is the 5? Look at it carefully. The 5 that I wrote, this one right here, what place is that? Actually, repeat what you said. Maybe I didn't hear the first part. Well, you said this, right? Is there anything else? Hundreds, thousands. So when you say, and I'm going to point this out to you guys here, her answer was thousands, and I think she was looking in the correct spot, but she didn't say 100,000s. If she said just the thousands place, I'm just going to think she's probably talking about this, the 1,000s place. So put up 10 points for your group. So you would say the whole thing, 100,000s. You would say the whole thing, 100,000s, okay? All right, nicely done. And the last person I'm going to ask, Mr. Campos. Hopefully you can see from back there. Mr. Campos, what place is the 7 that I wrote? What place is the 7? Can you see it from way back there? Look up here. Here's this number that I wrote. What place is the 7? Got to speak way up because I can't hear.
1 million.
Yeah, the 1 millionth. Perfect. You just went straight up, look over 1 millionth place. Nicely done. Put up 10 points for your group. Okay? Hopefully you guys can see that. So what are we, 7 minutes in? We have break here in about 5 minutes. Go a little bit further here. Let's look at some of these. What's the convince me say? It says, is the value in 1, and they're talking about the 1 in 1,400,000, 10 times as great as the value of the 4 in the 100,000s place, okay? Well, the answer is no, and this is kind of a confusing question here. Let me show you guys something. If I wrote a number, and let's say 7,777,777. Okay? Why so many sevens? Because I'm going to show you something. This 7 right here, is 10 times greater. Now, all of you got to be watching, otherwise you'll miss it. Is 10 times greater than this 7. This 7 right here is 10 times greater than this 7. And that's true of all of them. Every one of them, the next one over is 10 times greater. I could put a little 10 times greater. And this 7 right here is 10 times greater than that 7. The 7 just to its right. Each 7 is 10 times greater. So that's kind of what they're talking about in this convince me. And that's true if the numbers are the same. But the numbers they're talking about in that question in the convince me, they're talking about a 1 and then a 4. So the answer is no. The answer is no. and it says explain, and so I guess I could put no, they are not the same numbers. And you guys can write this down. They are not the same numbers. All right? Not the same numbers. Now, if they were, and if they were next to one another, then one would be 10 times larger than the other. Just to make sure you guys understand that, I'm going to write another number here. So I'm going to write 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And I'll put another 4 in front here. Here we go. Look at that number. That's a huge number. So I'm going to come over here and put the comma every 3, every 3, every 3. There we go. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to pull a card. Let's see if you know it. Is this 4 right here 10 times larger than that 4? Mr. Willard. Where's Mr. Willard? Raise your hand, Mr. Willard. Which one? Mr. Willard. Is the green 4 10 times greater than the red 4? It is. It is, because they're the same digit. Nice try. Nice try. Next person I'm going to ask, Mr. Hinkle. Where's Mr. Hinkle? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. There you are. Thank you, sir. Gotcha. Mr. Hinkle, is this green 4 10 times larger, 10 times larger than the red 4? What's that? Yes, it is. Put up 10 points. It is. Because they're the same digit. They're all 4s. So the digit just to the left is going to be 10 times larger than the digit to the right. Let's do a couple more of these. All right. Let's see. Next card. Miss Gunderson. Looking to see where she is. There she is. Got her. Miss Gunderson. Is the green 4 10 times larger than the red 4? Yes, it is. Nicely done. 10 points. And let me point out something to you guys. Look. What's the value of that, the very first 4 in that number? What's its value? No. What's its value? Speak up. I can't hear you. Did you say, it's not like you said 4. The value of this is 4. That's the very first number. What's the value of this number? 40. What's the value of this number? 400. What's the value of this number? 4,000. What's the value of this number? 40,000. 400,000. 4 million. 40 million. 400 million. 4 billion. 40 billion. Each one is 10 times larger than the other. All right? And I'm going to end this video here in like 1 minute. I'm going to show you guys one more thing. Think about it. Put on your thinking caps. Look at this. Is the yellow 4 100 times greater, not 10 times, 100 times greater than the red 4? What do you think? Yeah. If the one just to the left is 10 times greater, then that's going to be 100 times greater. So what would that be? 1,000 times greater. 10,000 times greater. 100,000 times greater. It's really kind of fun. It's cool working with powers of 10 and how numbers, I can't think of the word I was going to use, but how they play out, especially if they're the same, the powers of 10. Question?
It's been 15 years.
It's, yeah, oh yeah. I better end it. I'll talk forever. Actually, I'm not that much of a talker. Here we go. And you guys are going, yeah, right. Stop video recording.